deserve to pull up to that big house of mine.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's ANTIGORGEOUS here with some color in her hair and a new foundation routine. I've been doing this routine for maybe 3 weeks now. Every time I've been doing my makeup, and I have been obsessed with how my skin has been looking. You guys know that summertime is right around the corner, so I want to give like more of like a natural bronzy look without looking too over the top. If you guys are interested in seeing how you can create this very dewy skin-like finish, keep watching the video. One of the things that I've changed is the spray that I use to prep my skin. I've been recently using this Morphe continuous spray. I know that you guys probably seen a lot of people use this, but I like the way that it smells, and I like that it's just like a really light mist. And with this new foundation that I'm using, I really don't need a lot of oil on my face, because with this foundation, it's already kind of like skin light. On my old routine, I used the Mario Badescu rose water, and then I use like moisturizer and then primer oil. With this foundation, I'm not going to use the oil because, like I said, it's going to get too oily by the end of the day. So I'm just going to spray my face with this. One thing that I am going to continue to use is my Charlotte Tilbury moisturizer. I really like this moisturizer. It is really expensive, but you can use any moisturizer that you guys have at home. And I'm literally just going to put like a small amount because, again, this foundation is going to do its job. I just make sure that I focus this underneath my eyes. So this is where I kind of get dry. So the foundation that I'm going to be using is the new Mented Stick Foundation. The shade that I'm going to be using today is M40, and I really like this foundation because it is really skin-like. Like, everything that they said about this foundation is true. You can actually just wear it by itself, but I do need a little moisture underneath my eyes, so that's why I use the spray and the moisturizer. But this foundation right here, it is the truth. Like, it's legit the truth. And I'm going to also be using their foundation brush. And this is another thing that I kind of changed in my routine, because I normally use sponges, which I am going to use a sponge for my concealer, but for this foundation, the brush and this foundation together, it's like a match made in heaven. So just going to go right ahead and just roll this on. And as I need more, because I'm kind of breaking out, I'll just go right ahead and add it in those sections. I love the way that this foundation just goes on so smooth and buttery. And this is one of those foundations that you can definitely build up, or you could wear it by itself. If you're one of those girls who don't like to do like the highlighting, contouring situation, you could definitely just wear this foundation by itself and maybe just add a little face powder on it. Another thing that I switched out, I normally use the Tarte Shape Tape, which is not a problem, but I like the way that the Fenty concealer has been looking lately, so I'm just gonna go right ahead and use this. So I'm just gonna add this underneath my eyes and my forehead, and then we're just gonna blend this out. And this concealer is something that I've really been liking, because when I show you guys the powder that I use for underneath my eyes, you're going to really just get where I'm coming from, the way that it sets and everything. And another thing is, when I'm doing my routine, this concealer doesn't have to like dry down. You can definitely blend it out right away. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more, but you can definitely blend it out right away because it is thick enough and it does dry down. So that's another thing that I like about adding this to my routine, because if I'm in a rush, I don't have time to really just let my concealer dry down and then blend it out. We are going to contour, and I'm going to be using the Fenty Matchstick in Espresso just to contour just a smidge. And one thing that I learned is really going high with the contour, because when you blend it out, it gives your cheek like that extra snatch factor. And I'm going to use the same foundation brush. I don't like using a ton of brushes, y'all. And I'm just kind of like doing a pressing motion just to blend this out and move it to where I want it to go. And if you want, you can go back in with your beauty sponge if you feel like you went too high, and kind of open back up your eye area. Another thing I added to my routine is this Laura Mercier eye brightening powder. Now this is in the shade 2, but I think they come out with I think they only came out with 2 shades for just under the eyes. I think it's like translucent, and then it's number 2. Number 2 is more on the I want to say like beige side. So this is for more like people of color. I love this powder because it comes with like some type of shimmer in it. So it just basically makes your under eye look so bright. And I'm going to show you guys. And it's really small, as you guys can see, because it's just for underneath the eyes. So I'm going to take some of this and press it underneath my eyes. And this really gives you like bright eye, bushy tail, hello, I'm awake look. And it's so smooth, and it does not make your under eye super dry. It looks so nice. As you guys can see, if you guys can tell from this side how just snatched this looks. Before I was using this powder, I was just using Sacha Buttercup, and after a while, for some reason, it was making me look really dry. So I was like, I need to change what I put underneath my eyes. So I'm like, let me just try this powder, and I'm never going back to putting Sacha underneath my eyes. I'm always going to put this underneath. Now, not to say I'm not going to ever go back to Sacha Buttercup, but I am going to give it a rest for now. And to set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Honey Pro Filter Setting Powder. I know that I'm using a lot of Fenty products, but Fenty for the skin is really giving it to me. And I'm going to continue to tap this in. This powder is so smooth that you can really just apply it to the sponge. Now, if you want to apply it with a brush, you can. But I just like the way it's been looking when I do it with the sponge. So now we're going to warm up the skin. I'm going to be using this MAC Mineralized powder. This is in Sun Powder. No, not Sun Powder. This is in Sun Power. And I found this really dope brush by e.l.f. It's the pointed powder brush. And it's so fluffy. I really like their Flawless collection. I want to give more like a bronzy look. I don't want to look too like brown or dark. When you do this routine and the sun hits your skin, you're gonna look like a golden, just goddess, peanut butter, chocolate, just everything. And then I'm gonna use the rest to brush away the rest of that Fenty, and I take that same Sun Power, I want to say powder so bad, and I just bring it down the bridge of my nose. You know how some people contour just look too dark and just look dirty? This is going to bronze you up. So I'm doing my eyebrows off camera because I just want to focus more on the skin, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I got my brows on, and now I'm about to apply my lashes. And the lashes that I'm going to be wearing today are from Pretty Fancy Lashes. So thank you so much for sending me these. These are in the style Sabotage. Whenever you're getting lashes, always measure them because they always come super duper long. You want them to actually fit your eye. And I'm going to be using my Duo Lash Glue. I like to put it on the lashes to set them to the side. I'm going to be using this highlight. I really like the way that this has been looking on my skin lately. As you guys can see, it just gives you a nice like glow. So I just put it on my high points. I put a little bit on my forehead, kind of just swipe it like this. So I got my lashes on, and I put on a lip. Normally when I do a lip, I just grab anything that's kind of like on the side because I have some of the same lip liners and lipsticks. So my camera cut off while I was putting on my mascara, but that's basically it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will have the products listed on my Instagram when I do the mini video. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you guys won't miss any more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Slay every day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.